Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is December 16, 2021, and I am going to be starting the bench work for the K&SV and Scenic Valley Railroad. I'm out in my old workshop, although I'm also pleased to announce that the new workshop has already begun. The concrete slab went in yesterday, and it will be framed up sometime in January, so that's exciting news. But anyway, back to the small workshop. I now have a proper electrical panel. I don't know if I'm standing in the way, you might be able to see it behind me. There it is. So I no longer have to rely on the temporary power cord from my garage. Let's see, temporary, it's been there over 2 years. So it's high time that I got proper power in this workshop, even though this may well be the last significant project that I do out here. I don't expect to get much done today, but I am going to at least get all the plywood ripped for the staging level bench work. So I'm just going to turn the camera off and get to work. Well, that is 6 sheets of 3/4 inch plywood, all ripped up into a variety of different widths. I have a different purpose for each width. It didn't take very long, and if I've calculated correctly, that is enough to do the entire staging level. Now, after I swept all the sawdust, I can start assembly in a nice clean workshop. Well, here is the drawing that I did yesterday for the staging level bench work. I'm starting on the 3 pieces that go around the end like that, and in just under half an hour I have cut all the parts for those 3 sections. It's going to take me a lot longer than that to drill all the holes for the wiring, but I've still got to work that out, so I'm going to get on with that now, and I will check in with you again later. Well, the first frame is assembled. I decided to start with the easy one. It's just a basic 2 foot by almost 8 foot. Well, it's 24 by 95 inches. It took a lot longer to drill the holes for the wires than it did to cut all the parts and assemble this one. The other 2 will take a little bit longer tomorrow, but I have to get in and feed the dogs. I didn't start out till late. It is certainly not anything like a full day's work today, but tomorrow I may be able to have more time out here. Well, I've had a pretty good morning's work. I now have the first 5 frames assembled. These last 2 are pretty straightforward. Originally there was going to be more smaller pieces, but the fewer pieces that I can get it into the client's house, the quicker and therefore less expensive it's going to be to build it. Which is why one of these sections, that one over there, is 12 feet long. It's going to need 2 sets of intermediate legs, because I don't like to span more than about 4 to 5 feet right between legs. Anyway, I'm going to go back in, get some lunch, and then I'll come out and see how much I get done this afternoon. It won't be a full afternoon because I have other things I need to take care of, but I'll get something done. Well, I got one more piece built this afternoon. The reason for this one having a step in it is that this frame here is staging yard height, and on the middle deck the tall trestle drops down all the way to the floor through the staging deck. So that's why that one had to be built the way it is. I guess everything will become apparent later. It's about 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon, and all the staging level frames are done and laid out approximately where they go in the room. I've still got to calculate exactly what that step is. I think that's where it goes, but I will check before I join it together. The idea with doing the 2 helixes the way I have is I want to give good support for the track bed, while at the same time leaving as much open space as I can in the middle. They're pretty much the same. This one is slightly wider because I have more space for it. The other one had to be cut back further. And because I'm going to be hanging the peninsula on this end, I've doubled up on this front beam. just so I don't overstress it. The helix actually overhangs the front on both of them and one side on this one. The next thing to do is get it on legs. This one doesn't have legs, the scenery goes all the way to the floor with this one. But everything needs to come up to that height, so I need 16-inch legs underneath the bottoms of the frames and then screw feet so that I can adjust it, get the level right. Because this corner of the workshop is significantly higher than that corner. So let me get on with that. I'll check in with you again later. Well, I didn't get quite as far today as I wanted to. I was hoping to get all these frames bolted together and leveled, but that's going to take me more time than I have today. So I'm just going to go in now and feed the dogs. I've got everything up on the legs, even though it's nothing like level. It varies by several inches right now. I'm going to have to start in this corner and gradually work my way over to the other side, because this is the high end. So I'll put the leg adjusters almost all the way in here, and I will need packing in the far corner. Anyway, that is all for today. I'll check in with you again later. Don't go away. Well, I have reached the target for today. I knew it wasn't going to be a full day's work. I have got all the benchwork sections bolted together, perfectly levelled, and attached to the walls of the workshop in several places to keep it rigid. If we look in this top corner, that far leg, the bolt is all the way in as far as it will go. This leg over the other corner is the same length, and as you can see, it's about 5.5 inches up. 4.5 inches of blocking, and at least, actually I think it's nearer 6 inches, because treated lumber is usually a little bit thick. So that's nearly 5 inches of blocking and at least an inch of screw. It is attached to the baseboard in these two back corners, there and here, with diagonal braces to make sure that it doesn't wobble. That mark on the benchwork there is 16 feet from this corner. I used a 3-4-5 right angle triangle just to make sure I had it perfectly square. I've got two more braces, one there and one there. And then I've attached both helixes and the trestle section to the posts. Those pieces of wood are on the flat so that I can walk over them without tripping. Actually, come to think of it, there's one more thing I want to do before I go in. I'm still going to stand the tops of the frames. I did the bottoms as I was assembling them because it's a lot easier to do it that way. But the tops are a lot easier done now. So I'm going to go around with the orbital sander quickly, and then I'm going to call it a day. I have a lot of layout designs and other tasks to do inside. And I'm thinking I will sign off from this video at this point. I will break it here, and I will continue in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.